Maker Faire, Bay Area, 2019. It was awesome. So this is my first time going out to Maker Faire, Bay Area. It was actually my first time in California, first time on the West Coast. I'm an East Coaster, and the farthest west I'd actually been up until this point was New York City. Not very well traveled. But that's okay. It was, because of that, it made it like that much more of an adventure. I have to say, there is something about a weekend where you're just surrounded by people that you connect with because you have this shared interest and drive to make stuff. It's this really awesome feeling, and the people that you meet at Maker Faire are just so chill and so cool and so nice, and it's just a very nice weekend. It's a good time. So I really enjoyed myself. That Friday, I had the opportunity to explore San Francisco, which was great because, as I said, I'd never been there before. And I have to say, I really didn't know anything about San Francisco as a city in general, so I actually took a bus tour. It was great. I recommend it. If you can stand touristy things at all and you just want to kind of learn about San Francisco, like take a bus tour. We went over the Golden Gate Bridge, like we did the whole thing. It was great. I saw so much stuff that otherwise with the one day I wouldn't have seen. So now I can say I've seen it, can do some less touristy things the next time I find myself in that fair city. Now, although I went out there alone, I was not alone for long. My buddy Claire, who has her own YouTube channel, Make It and Fake It, which you should subscribe to. She's a funny gal. She was going to Maker Faire too, and we actually hung out and stayed together for the duration of the thing so that we wouldn't be by ourselves. Claire was also the one who filmed my talk that I gave at Maker Faire, which was a main reason why I went out there, I have to say. I probably would have gone out there anyway, but giving a talk was a really cool experience. Now, I had never done that before. It was super outside my comfort zone. But I'm so glad I did it. And I have to say, it made me prouder of my book to be able to get up there and talk about it. And it was just really cool. And for some reason, I won't argue why. My talk was one of the ones that got live streamed on Sunday. Granted, there was no audio for a good portion of it. Murphy's Law, am I right? But I sent that link out to some people back home, and they watched, and I like a goober, I was just kind of smiling ear to ear, yeah. And a lot of people came to my talk too that were at the fair. It was kind of early in the morning, so I wasn't expecting a lot of people, because there are so many talks going on, and especially if someone doesn't have an interest in what you're talking about, it means a lot for someone to spend that chunk of time watching your thing. I really appreciated it. And with my talk, I did end up presenting on the Tinker Board, and I did end up doing some live coding. Nothing too crazy. I just wrote a Python script to blink an LED. It's very generic, it's fine. And also, I was told after a talk, a gentleman came up to me and told me that I had missed a period in one of my lines of code, so my syntax was off because I couldn't get it to compile live. That was exciting. So I used some of my practice code that I'd used to run it. So then I eventually got to see an LED blinking. But yeah, I messed up the syntax. And part of that was, and I knew this going in, so it's not like it was a surprise, but basically because I was using Tinker Board, it only has the one video out with the HDMI port. So I was sending that out to project, and then there's a confidence monitor off to the side. That was the only way I could see what the Tinker Board was doing. I knew this going in. I didn't expect the confidence monitor to be in the position it was in, which was basically kind of on the floor and off to my left, which made maintaining proper eye contact kind of tricky. But I mean, it worked out, but basically it was hard for me to see because it's small text, far away, and down at an angle. So I'm not trying to make excuses, but that's why I probably missed that period. So if I ever do something like that again, where I'm demoing on a Tinker Board or a Raspberry Pi, I definitely I need a monitor on the table. I'm never doing the off to the side nonsense ever again, because that was just an added pressure that I didn't need. It was completely unnecessary. So I think I'm going to look into trying to mod one of those mini monitors they sell for use with single board computers, to somehow have like HDMI pass-through. I'm gonna look into how I could like maybe even do like a little board to just split the signal, and kind of look into that, like what would be necessary to do that, because I mean, I know it's possible. It would just be like a matter of like getting it either with off-the-shelf components or some custom components. So that's going to be a project I'm probably going to tackle this summer. Although risky, I do not regret at all presenting on the Tinker Board or doing live coding, because, I mean, go big or go home, right? So if I ever do a talk again on that topic, I would want to do that again. So yeah, gotta make that happen. I looked for like an aftermarket, like small monitor that had HDMI and like HDMI pass-through, but I couldn't find one. If anyone's aware of something that already exists, let me know, because that'd be great to save that effort. Although part of me also wants to just kind of go for it. The talks are probably my favorite part of Maker Faire, to be honest with you, because it's stuff that like, it's not really content that would make it into like a video per se, or even an article. So it's this really unique experience, and to see stuff that you're like super interested in being chatted about in such a kind of like a formal way is really cool. There were so many great talks and panels. I would be remiss if I went through every single one, because I feel like I would miss someone and I'd feel really bad. So the ones I caught, I enjoyed all of them quite a bit. And I've always known, like, oh, they put so much effort and time into giving a talk. Now that I've given my own, I kind of appreciate that even more. So, yeah, the talks are always good. Besides the talks, though, I think some of my favorite things about Maker Faire are projects that I would personally never pursue, but I find to be so interesting. Stuff that has, like, a lot of, like, fine artistic detail and is really small. That stuff I find to be, like, very entertaining. Like, they have the trains that have these crazy details and everything. I love that. Tapeagami is this cool like craft thing. It was in New York too. That basically it's all this like structural art made out of like masking tape. It's insane to me. I also love the robots. There's this little robot band. They're fun to look at. Yeah, just stuff that I would, first of all, never have the patience or talent to make myself. And second of all, would not see literally anywhere else. I think that's a big part of Maker Faire. So my top 3 reasons for going to and suggesting to go to a Maker Faire are the people. Even if you're not a people person, I promise you, there are people there that you'll hit it off with. The talks and the just crazy projects that everyone brings. It's a good time. Oh, and stickers. So many stickers. I love stickers. But yeah, Maker Faire Bay Area, an astounding success. I just had so much fun. I'm still kind of riding the high of it. I brought this little LED project that will be coming up in a future video. I actually got some feedback on it that I'm going to implement into it. So you're getting a better version that probably wouldn't have existed had I not gone to Maker Faire Bay Area. And what happens is you take the potentiometer and ooh, it slows through the colors. Hells yeah. Super fun. There's not really a point to it. It just looks pretty and it's oddly satisfying to sweep through. But that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to leave you with some B-roll flowing so that you can get an idea of what Maker Faire is like. If you like this video, toss me a thumbs up, leave any questions or comments down below. And until next time, this has been Blitz City DIY.